mushrooms. All right, so we're checking out How to Dice Mushrooms by GuilloTeam. I'm joined by multiple members of the development team here. We've got, please correct me on the pronunciations if I'm saying any of these incorrectly, but is it Adrien?
Adrien, yes.
Adrien, okay. Clément?
Yes.
Delphine?
Delphin. Hello,
Delphin?
everyone.
Okay, welcome. J-Rebel?
Yeah, it's Julien, but...
Julien? Okay, I can remember.
Yeah.
I can remember Julien.
Okay.
All right. Hey, yeah, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and get the game started here, but perhaps just like in the order that we see here in the Discord. Sorry? Pardon?
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I heard somebody speak. I just, yeah, we'll go through and let everyone introduce themselves and talk about their role on the project. So, starting, I suppose, with Adrien.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So as Michael, sorry, Delphin and Clément on this project, I was an artist. We made the same traditional art school in Lyon, France, with 3 years of traditional painting and drawing, and then specialization of in video game during 2 years. I'm currently working in a video game studio in Lyon as an environment concept and 3D artist. And during this jam, I worked on the background and then did some integration and balancing. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And Clément?
Yeah, hi everyone. So like Adrien said, we all made the same school during our university years, and I was an artist as well on the project. I did all the UI and some integration as well.
Sorry, you can see me desperately struggling just to turn up your user volume just a little bit. That should be better. So yeah, sorry, I just like got myself killed here. Can I quickly restart, perhaps? There we go. Okay, sorry about that.
Do you want me to say that again, or
Perhaps. I
that's
think
okay?
it was just a little bit
Yeah?
quiet.
Yeah, okay. Just on my
That's
role
better.
on the project, then
Yeah.
I was the UI artist on the project, and I did some integration on Unity as well.
Okay, nice. And sorry, Delphine?
Delphin.
Delphin. Right. Okay. It's the I really want to go, but it's
Yes, don't worry about it.
okay. Sorry, but yes, please go ahead.
So yes, hello everyone. As it been said, I'm also an artist. I made the same school as Adrien and Clément. Currently, I'm working with Adrien as a lighting artist in a studio for game in Lyon. And on this particular gem, I did the characters' art and animation. I helped choose the color palette, and also I made the music and most of the SFX, sound design and stuff.
Yeah, I've already seen this game on a couple of streams, and I gotta say, like the level of polish is just incredible. Like the blend between the 2D and the 3D art, the UI, like everything is just so clean and well chosen.
Thanks.
Thank you a lot.
And Julien?
Yeah, so I'm a programmer working at a small serious game company in Lyon too, and I did all the programming in the project.
Okay, nice. So how did you all decide on the what was the inspiration for the game?
There were several things. One of them was more not really an inspiration, but we had an idea before the jam. We knew we wanted to start on a top kind of top-down shooter, and we decided to take the theme of the jam and make something with that theme on the top down genre.
Mhm.
And then for inspirations, there are many things. Maybe I let talk one of my friends. There are some games and some other things. I
Yeah,
don't know if
there's a game called Dice Forge.
Mhm.
That is a tabletop game where it's really fun because you have to customize your dice to you have multiple dice you need to customize to increase your odds to get good scores.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was the main idea of the concept. And when the theme was revealed, it immediately reminded me of a specific conference from the GDC, I think 2014. That's called Practical Creativity.
Mm.
And I will put the link in the chat because
Yes, please do.
He talks about a lot of things, and he takes at one point an example with the dice, saying that most people see the dice as something for probability,
Mhm.
but there are a lot of other ways to see it. First, it's an object that is a cube
Mhm.
that you can throw. You can even use it as a brick to build things. Uh, just seeing it as an object with a shape can give a lot of ideas that are really creative, and that's exactly what we did with this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a like of all the games that I've played that are like quote unquote top down, this is definitely like far and away the most unique concept. So I think it was a great foundation to work from.
thank you.
Yes, we chose the top-down ideas a little before the jam because it's a genre of game we loved, and also we found out it's often more easy to find a clever design idea when you're already constrained by a formula of game.
Yeah, that's right. We did that process for one or two jams already, I think. Like having already a base idea of what you like to do and uh, sticking to this as Delphin said as constraints. Um, it helps a lot in the concepts. The first draft. You go much faster, and this helps you um, get so much time for everything else. And this is why I think partially, but this is why I think we have time to polish um, at this level. It's because we aim to win some time in the concept part.
Yeah, and the previous jam we did, we did a top-down shooter, and it was really polished. We were really proud of it, but we didn't have time to add upgrade, and it was quite frustrating. So it was kind of the main goal for this one.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. So can we talk a little about the development process? I guess we'll just like go through everyone's experience, and everyone can sort of talk a little bit about how things went for them as they were working through the project.
Sure.
So just
Adrien?
starting with Adrien.
Okay. Maybe we could talk about how we started as a team to work on the theme with a lot of brainstorming in the early stages of the jam, in order to quickly find a global idea and have a way to picture what we want to do. Um, and then everyone tries to move as fast as possible on the main subjects to have on a short jam like this something quite solid in about 24 hours in order to know what to work the next day. To talk about the background, I always start with some quick sketches, really rough, just to find ideas and try stuff. And then I try to rush as fast as possible to have something global, I'd say, before taking a bit of time to polish it. But I always need to have a global picture of what I want to do before going to this stage. What might be a bit particular about the process I used is the mix between 2D and 3D. We already did a few jams with 3D in it, and even if it feels always like time-consuming process compared to pure 2D, the effect of the perspective in the arena is a huge plus, I think. And since I'm quite fast with 3D today, I try to use it to enhance the quality of the background.
Yeah, it's a really great blend. Like because there are rocks that are like actually flat that look like the same style as the 3D assets, but you can actually see like the depth and the perspective on them as you walk around them.
Thank you. That's the aim. The 3D is quite simple. It's a very simple modelization, a bit of baking and texturing, but really the simplest way to do it is just to add a bit of perspective, nothing more.
Yeah, I take
Yeah.
my turn. So I worked mainly on the UI. Maybe the thing that is interesting to underline about what I did, about what we did, is we decided of color scheme really early in the jam. So everyone who work on the visuals know what to aim about the colors and how they interact between each other, etc. That helped me a lot for the UI because like most of the UI use 3 colors. The 3 you can see on the enemies, like the reds from the background, like bluish gray from the background as well, and the beige. I say it is it is the right word, like the color of the skin of
Yeah.
the shrooms and the character. So that was our 3 main colors, and then we like establish everything from there, and mainly on the UI I use those. So this is what this is like. This is a little bit time consuming at the start because you need to focus and to take a moment to think about those colors, but then it 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 um, it saves so much time that is yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
this is the global idea about how we aim to work. Like, uh, get some time at the start, then try to speed the rest of the jam by good choices. I'd say.
yeah, of course.
What else? I think that's it. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's it for me.
All right. Me, I did the music and the sound. So it was a big part of just trying to create a little catchy looping music for the game and finding and creating and manipulating all sort of sound for all the explosion and the enemy and all this kind of juicy feedback you want for this kind of game. And I also make the animation for the characters, especially for the main characters. It's a traditional animation in the sense that it's not like a puppet or stretching kind of animation. It's every frame of the work is a little drawing. Not a lot. We don't have that much time, but it's a really fun process. And to be fair, the enemy are just a little scratch and squash. And we talk a little about the importance for us of the choice in the colors. And it's a little technical, but I think really interesting. But the color you saw in the game are actually applied by Unity at the moment where you launch the game, because every asset have been painted in pure and terrible RGB color, like a pure green, a pure red, and a pure blue. And
Okay.
with a shader, we can tell him, okay, this blue, I want you to make it a grayish blue. This pure red, we want a nice like kind of purple red. And same thing for the yellow of the characters and everything. And it was really interesting to put in place, because we didn't use it in this way, but we could have just changed the colors at the last minute of the jam, and everything in the game would have been from the palette we would have chosen.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it sets you up for that. Like, if you ever decide, like, oh, we really need, like, this enemy is too close to the color of the ground. Let's retint it to be something else.
Yeah, that's exactly this.
Yes.
It also we used it a little bit in the game, mainly on the character when you get hurt, but as this is all shader generated, you can change the whole color scheme. I mean, in real time. So if you want to go like I don't know, you pick a power, a new power, and it changes all the colors in green. This is doable, achievable with those effects.
Yeah, that's really cool. So can you, like, do you have control over, like, it's not like everything that's yellow, like the enemies that are yellow aren't getting retinted when the character is getting retinted. So
No,
you have control over that.
these
Yes.
are these are several materials. So each assets will be applied. Will, how do I say that? Each category will get the colors which are defined by his materials.
Yeah.
But if we change like the yellow little shrooms, if we change for one, it changes for all of its kind. So yeah.
Yeah, so you have the distinction between. It's not like everything yellow changes. Yeah, it's the characters.
No,
yellow,
yes,
enemies
yes.
yellow.
There's distinction. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, can we talk a little bit about, if you have, like, that's already like sort of getting into my next question here of like a useful shortcut or hack in Unity. But are there any others that you might have to recommend?
Yeah, maybe Julien.
Actually, sorry, Julien, I don't think we
Oh,
got
yeah,
to talk about your aspect of the development process.
Yeah, so I'm the programmer, so it's quite hard to handle for artists adding stuff to the project all the time. So I have learned with the other jams that I need a lot of custom tools to allow them to to be more autonomous. So I have more time to actually make the features.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, I did a system to be able to make and integrate 2D animation way more easily. I also there's the leaderboard system that was ready before the jam because it's literally impossible to do it during the jam.
Mm-hmm.
And so um, um, and my main job is to I'm the only one that has a technical background. So every time there is a problem, it has to go through me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit frustrating sometimes because I'd like to have time to do shaders or things like that. But I also like to do music, but there is all my time is dedicated to coding.
Yeah.
um,
You're the sort of like, as you said, everything has to go through you. So
Yeah, that's literally what happens in game, in the during the jam. Like we can handle some stuff. Like we like as a team to that everyone is at least a little bit involved in some integration on Unity.
yeah.
But
Mm.
the final cut is from Julien. Yes.
Yeah, and it's getting better and better every jam. The first time we worked together, it was uh, Git gave us a lot of trouble,
mm-hmm.
and it's getting really smoother every jam. And it's also thanks to all the little tools I do that allow them to do things by themselves.
Yeah, exactly. You're building up that tool set as you go.
Mm,
Yeah,
exactly.
and vas-y, vas-y.
No,
Okay. Yes, we. I mean, the jams are like the best place to experiment like this,
Mhm.
and it's definitely. I mean, I don't know how to say that, but yeah, our experience mainly comes from jams at this point.
So,
yeah.
can you talk a little bit about what some of those tools are that you've created?
So I in Unity it's there is the animator that can be used to do animations,
Mm-hmm.
but when you work with sprites, it's really annoying. You have to drag and drop every frame for it, and the timing is it's a timeline, and the timing is really important. And most of the time, what you want to do with the sprites is just select a list of sprites
Mm-hmm.
and say I want to play them at a specific rate.
Yeah.
So I've done a system to be able to do that and to be able to call it really easily by code, just
Mm-hmm.
with the name of the animation.
Mm-hmm.
So it saves time for the artist and the programmer. I also did a system because during the previous jams,
Mm-hmm.
the adding sounds was uh, was problematic because I never had time to add the events that Delphin needed to put his sounds.
Mm.
So I did a system where that can detect every delegate that is present in a game object and its children.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if he adds the script called sound table in the character, the root of the character, there will be it will detect automatically, for example, the event that is called when the character grabs a box, and he can put a sound with a very random volume and pitch, and it's really way easier to add sound in the game.
Okay, yeah, that's really cool. And yeah, sorry, what I was calling up there in the other tab, I have also created a an animation like asset just specifically because I had that same frustration of like, why do I need to create an animator every time? I just want a sprite to like play out a sequence of frames. Like, yeah, so that this is also an asset that I created for myself. I think it's an incredibly useful tool to have in Unity, but also the like the delegate one that you mentioned as well. Like I can see that like I use delegates all the time, so I definitely can see how that would be incredibly useful to have something that like automatically subscribes and unsubscribes from events as the case is necessary.
Yeah, it's like it's especially useful for us artists because it's like you don't have to have a big technical background to do this, and it is really handy, like in gems.
Absolutely.
It saves us a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I think that's all quite well covered the concept of like a clever hack in Unity, but I don't know, are there any others before we move on?
Oh, there is one that I think Adrien can tell maybe
yeah, please
with
do.
about the explosions.
It's yeah, a bit technical and precise, I guess, but yeah, we had some trouble with the explosion FX, making it really stand out. We wanted to avoid using lights because too much light can be a bit heavy, especially on a WebGL build. So we just used some basic sprites in additive mode, put in the ground but rendered after everything. So it basically looks like a point light, but it is absolutely not, and fairly light, I'd say, on the rendering method. Yeah, a bit technical, maybe. If I could, staying on the lighting parts, give a bit of an advice. I have played a lot of little games on this jam, and a few of them had 3D work, but a lot of time, the time to light and enhance the scene has not been taken, so the 3D could work very well, but is not because of this. So I'd say take the time to light your scene and to put some post process. It really makes a difference between some dull 3D and a nice visual. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a really great touch. I can see like the subtle cast shadows on the character, like especially when there's like the bright heel dye or something, and yeah, that looks quite good. Woo. All right. So do you have any plans for this game going forward, or is it just like are you pretty much happy with how it came out in the jam build?
Well, we have some bugs to fix in the first place. It's definitely going to happen. And after all the emotion of the jam and the post jam is gone, we're going to think and maybe continue, push a little the idea we have. We have the summer to talk and think about it, but I think it could be pretty interesting to push the concept a little further.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to do with this concept. It's simple enough, but it gives so many possibilities, and I really want to explore a bit the game, the design space of this game.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what some of those changes or updates might be?
There are not really precise things for the moment, but
Okay.
I had the idea, for example, of a face that makes all the other dice jump, and so a reroll actually.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, things like that. And there's the scoring system that we tried to implement but failed a bit. There is the two multipliers that are not helpful enough currently, and I really want to make. I like the idea of having regular dice in the beginning, and having to choose between that. If you change these faces, you lose some points, because the regular faces give you points,
Mhm.
but currently it doesn't give enough. So I think I like I really like the logic, and I think it could be rebalanced to so that it can be viable to play for the score,
Mhm.
uh, at the expense of damage.
Yeah, yeah. I think we need to expand a little bit about what builds you can run for a run. Actually, for the moment, like fire and ice are really the strongest. Um, Thunder is like a little bit underwhelming, and yeah, we have quite a lot of balancing to do. Maybe add a boss or two, like a little bit. Like we'll take references and design ideas from like games like Vampire Survivor and
Mhm.
20 Minutes Till Dawn. So maybe make something where you have to last a certain amount of time, and like make the enemy scales in life and damage, which is not the case actually for now. And uh, yeah, there's plenty to do. We just gotta figure uh, what we need, what we want to do.
Yeah, of
But
course.
I think the core gameplay is like it is here. We just need to add some things, just rebalance uh, quite a bit, and yeah, maybe go with like a fleshed out game. I don't know for when, but I hope so for someday.
So one thing that I would love is if you're not upgrading just the faces of the die, but like the die itself. Like imagine that like return to player isn't just a face, but like the whole die is like that. So you can maybe instead of getting an upgrade to every face, you can like save up for points, and some upgrades are worth more points than others. And then you can upgrade an entire die so that it'll return to you. And the reason that I'm suggesting that specifically is because I find it's very difficult to navigate through the enemies to like find your way back to like pick up your die so that you can attack them, and your character just feels very defenseless until you can do that again.
Yeah,
um,
that's right.
but I'm immediately realizing that if you do that, um, if you have one die that you've permanently upgraded to always return to you, then you'll like never have the opportunity to use another die because it'll just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
popping back into your hands. So maybe that's a bad example, but I think something more for the character, like a dodge ability or something else that they can do.
yeah. That can, yeah, that can be really useful. Maybe some like passive powers that you
Mhm.
can get over, and we don't know yet exactly, but yeah, we need to fix the fact that you sometimes have to run into enemies to grab your dice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, So yeah, we'll figure
I
this out.
think
Yeah.
another thing that could be greatly improved and that I don't really like currently is that the enemies are a bit dumb and with very simple behaviors. And I think we need to find a way to have tougher enemies that we don't need to spawn as much, because currently the only way we have to increase the difficulty is to spawn a lot of them, and it's not actually fun. It's more the fact that you can being able to dodge them instead is what makes the game fun. But if there are thousands of them, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, you get to a certain point where it's just completely flooded with enemies, and there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can probably fix that by like making more precise waves. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet.
We'll
We'll
have to
find out.
think about it.
Yeah. We'll probably eventually take like lessons from other games, which do that very well. So
I think maybe my suggestion, like, so don't do a die that like automatically returns to you, but maybe a die that you can grab from further away. Because right now you have to be like very close to it. But
Yeah.
if there was some ability to upgrade the die so that you could be like a couple feet away from it, maybe even it's like a bit of a boomerang effect. So like you throw it and it's got this upgrade on it, and then you're some distance away, you can like pull it back to you and it'll hit things on the way back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
I'm
played with the
thinking.
idea of upgrading the frame of the game, where we could all those passive kind of power could be.
Yeah, these are absolutely just suggestions, and you should ultimately go with what you think is
Uh,
best. But
at the start of the jam, one idea that didn't stick at to the very end was that the more faces of the same kind you have on the field, the more powerful effects are. Like if you manage to get for the moment, if you have two fire effects, the second one will trigger the first one. So that's it. But
okay,
there's no there's no power ramping about this. So the original idea was, and we didn't have time to implement this, but if you had two fire, the second like re-triggers the first one, but both are like bigger in size and do more damage. And the same follows for like 3, 4, 5 dice. And this could be a little bit more build defining. I think it
yeah,
could
because you're like
also,
building towards something.
yeah, it could also like be a little bit frustrating because you have to invest in one element to be effective with it. But we'll see. I guess we'll see. There is also the idea of like making synergies between elements, but this might be a little bit complicated. So we'll see as well.
So how are people getting these like multi-thousand scores?
They
Um,
play for 50 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
the
problem.
the
Go
second
go
one,
ahead.
the second one on the leaderboard is actually one of the types. It's Adrien, so he can
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah, I did 40,000, I guess,
Oh my god.
something like that. But yeah, it's a bit of an I don't know how to call that. It's not cheating, but nearly. I had a dice full of heals, so I was sure to heal when I launched the dice, and two or three others full of basically fire or ice explosions. And so I always played with the heal dice, launching it again and again and healing constantly. and I launched it on the other dice to trigger them over and over, and just circling the map, launching my healing dice. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's not very fun. It's 50 minutes of just doing that, so
Really
not
going for the
not that fun.
longevity
Yeah.
build.
I
But
don't know
Yeah.
if you realized it or not. If you launch, if you throw a dice upon another dice, and if the second one rolls, it will trigger its effects as well. So
Yeah,
you
it's
can have
I didn't exactly. I think I saw it happen once, but then I didn't really like notice. Remember to
by
do it again.
like by mistake. Yeah, when you realize that it becomes a bit easier because you can like chain effects
Mhm.
a little bit, and it becomes more trivial. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, trivial. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that heal. I mean, I don't know. Are you happy with the way heal works right now? Because it seems a little
Mm.
hard to actually like take advantage of the heal.
I mean, I think that healing um is is uh is too powerful at the moment.
Interesting.
And at the same time, because of the effects, the visual effects that is associated with dice,
Mhm.
it covers the enemies, so it is too bright,
Mm.
and the enemies are not rendered over it. So it's I think if you stand on fully on full heal, if you'll regen like one quarter of your life, something like
Mhm.
this. This is a lot, but you'll have trouble seeing enemies, and especially the projectiles which are also greens.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of balance in regarding this power. But I think that every run that is above like 10k points or made with abusing the heal. I think.
Oh, that's funny. Because like I think that yeah. So like something needs to be tweaked about heal because as a like a relatively I guess you could say like inexperienced player like me, heal feels like hard to use. Like it's hard for me to
Yeah,
actually get close enough to utilize it. But
yeah,
clearly, like at a top level, it's actually very powerful. So you've got to find some way to like update the curve on that so that it
yeah.
feels easier for newer players to use, but harder for like most experienced players to abuse.
I think
Yeah.
it ties with the fact that there are too many enemies, because
Mm.
we really like the fact that the heal is on the dice and not on the
Mhm.
player, because you have to commit when you throw the dice,
Yeah.
and you have to go to the dice for two design reasons. One is to grab the dice again, and
Yeah.
the second one is if it is the heal, you'll heal. So
Mhm.
this idea is really pleasing, but it's not really well implemented for now because of the hordes of enemies. But yeah, I think there's
I'm
there's
almost
a lot of
wondering. I'm almost wondering if like the heal power up could like drop a little like heal item that then you can go pick up even after you've thrown it. Like it doesn't last such a limited amount of time, but maybe it doesn't heal for as much. So that way it's not as hard to like you can go pick that health up later or maybe leave it on the field until you need it or maybe it still has like a lifespan and it doesn't last forever but yeah I don't know it's I think that one more than anything else is going to need the most tweaking just because you are really trying to balance the curve on it.
yeah. Delphin had an idea about this. I don't know if you
Mhm.
want to talk about it.
Oh, it's a really blurry idea. It's we are kind of in this moment where we're just going to take a beer and just say every crazy idea around this. I don't know if it's very interesting, but yes, if I can say, I think for now, I'm really proud of the game we made, but I think the balancing is definitely the weakest part of it, because you can be just drawn by a sea of enemy at around 500 points, or you can find yourself in a build where you just cannot die and the patience is only stop to your high score. So we have a lot of work to do on the wave of enemies, on the power of the power-ups, etc.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
Balance
there's
is sorry.
also sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say really quickly, but like, yeah, balance is something that our game suffers from as well. It's like anytime you have a game that relies on, like, if it's a platformer, it's not something you have to balance because there's no system to it. It's just, can you jump? Can you make it to the end? Is it fun? But when you have powers and an economy of experience and actions, then yeah, there's a lot more to like juggle and make sure that the systems aren't like, there isn't like a dominant strategy or something. So yeah, I can totally understand how that's tough to do, but also tough to like, you need players to test and see like,
Yes.
yeah.
That's it. There was an idea also about mainly the heal, but it can apply to all to different powers as well. The idea of when you pick one out of three powers, new powers, you can have some powers that are not permanent on the dice. When they land on the face, it is used and then it goes away. It could be something for the heal to be that way, or like powerful versions of the elements, like the thing that you use just once and then you won't have it anymore. The only issue I can see about this is you don't control the randomness, and
Yeah.
you can like end up with using the dice, the face you saved for like a critical moment in a moment which is not critical. So yeah,
Yeah, like
love
you
love
throw
questions.
the like, I can almost imagine that working as like, um how about this? Instead of having a face of the die that is like heal or explosion, you just spawn another tiny die, and then the player can pick it up and throw it when they want to.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, that could be
It's
it.
a possibility. Again, like if you go that direction, it's just the first thing I thought of. So yeah. If anyone has any questions from chat, now is the time to get them in. But I think we are going to just start asking, like, where can people find you on social media, and if you have any other projects you'd like to plug. So we'll just go down in order again. So, Adrien.
I guess that our social media links are on our GuilloTeam itch.io page. I personally do some illustration on Instagram, but I'm not sure that spelling the link is very very pertinent. So yeah, all the informations are on our page, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Twitter link that we made like pretty recently. May I link in the
Oh,
chat?
I just did. I just dropped it in chat, and I'm putting in
Oh,
your
Thank you.
JO page as well.
thank you very much.
All right.
Perfect.
Yes.
Is that all, or do you have like individual Twitter profiles you want to share or anything like that?
Yes, I have a personal Twitter, and you can find me in the bio of the GuilloTeam Twitter.
Yeah. Well, also feel free to like drop the link in chat.
Okay, I will.
Yeah. Each of
Thank
you can like go ahead and post whatever links you want.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I love these like multi-developer interviews on the bigger teams, and they always end up being like nice, chunky interviews. So lots of cool stuff. But yeah, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing what GuilloTeam produces next.
Well,
Thank
you.
you a lot.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
All
Yes,
right,
it
have a
was
good
great.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.